Well, good evening. I'm Scott. He's wet. Hey, you didn't steal a tie from me this week.
I heard I was banned from the Scott Iceberg collection, so I'm without a tie.
My drawer is always open to you. We got a heck of a ball game on paper tonight. Typically, a 5A, 3A battle would not be very interesting, if you will. But this one is simply because Ashley Ridge is the only 5A team in the area that's willing to even play Oceanside.
And the Land Sharks are loaded with D1 talent coming off the first win of the Brent LaPrade era. Ironically, LaPrade coached Ashley Ridge star running back Ryan Campbell as his offensive coordinator at Fort Dorchester.
Yeah, so let's head on out there to Flourtown. All Ashley Ridge early in this one. Ryan Campbell takes off 92 yards to the house, and the Swamp Foxes are up early in this game. But how about this touchdown? Unreal. Terrence Johnson, one-handed corner of the end zone. He pulls that in. Wow. 14-14 game. Second half, Trevor Kalish just beyond the 50. He keeps it, and he runs away from everyone. 21-14. But after Oceanside ties it at 21, the Land Sharks take the lead. Terrence Johnson, kind of a weird-looking wildcat formation. That's a touchdown, 28-21. And then AR looking to tie it. They do not, because this is the play of the night. Joey Harriet with a big hit. It's picked up by future Appalachian State Mountaineer Sawyer Arnold, and that's a touchdown. Wow, Oceanside 35-21 winners.
Yeah. Struggled throwing the ball on them, so we talked at halftime. We'll have to start pounding the rock and try to find a way to get the ball late, try to win one late on them, because they had a great game plan. Their coaches did a really good job, and we had to find a way to win running the ball. And I was proud of our kids. You know, we didn't play our best game, but they were very resilient tonight. They stuck together, hung in there, and found a way to come out with a win.
Well, plenty of eyes opened last week by Cane Bay, running up on West Ashley, but eyes opened all 3 weeks by James Island. They've been the most dominant low-country team in 5A so far. 3 impressive wins, including a 42-0 shutout of Goose Creek last week. And James Island getting a few more reps before the second half gets underway against Cane Bay, the Trojans' offense. Quarterback Connor Dantzler's pass bounces off a receiver into the arms of the Cobras. Brody Thatcher racing it into the end zone. That cuts the James Island lead to 20-7. But Dantzler, he would finally answer. He hits a wide open Sam Crumpton, and he's out in the open field and getting closer inside the red zone before he is brought down. And that helps set up this long touchdown pass. Dantzler to Raphael Puyu for another Trojan score. 27-7 James Island, and James Island goes on to trounce Cane Bay tonight, 34-14.
Berkeley taking the field, taking on the West Ashley Wildcats, and the Berkeley Stags have the ball. Henry Rivers, welcome back to the field, hands the ball off to Caden Foxworth, who then takes it 40 yards to the 10-yard line. Berkeley trying to score. Henry Rivers going to hand it off to Caden Foxworth, who tries to punch it in, but he's stripped at the 3. That's a West Ashley fumble recovery, but West Ashley couldn't put a good drive together, and after a bad punt, that's a Berkeley Henry Rivers handoff to Jameer Hayward, punches it in for the touchdown. Next Berkeley possession, Rivers hands off to L.J. Washington, who gives it to Jonathan Mitchell on the reverse, who takes it 60 yards for the score. Wow, Berkeley blanks the West Ashley Wildcats, 39-0 the final.
Goose Creek and Beaufort, and the Creek jumps out to a 20-7 lead, but back come the Eagles. 4th and goal, Braden Moyd Smalls to Tylik Esom for the score. 20-13, the Gator lead is cut to 7. Goose Creek back on offense, looking to extend that lead, looking to answer the score. Derek Porter comes up with a first down run, but the Gators can't come up with anything else. Beaufort back on offense. Kamari Mizell with the big run, but he's going to fumble the football. Luckily for the Eagles, they fall on it, and that would eventually lead to a short touchdown run from Isom that ties the game at 20. And Beaufort scoops up a blocked field goal in the final seconds. Colton Freeman runs it in for a touchdown as time expired, and Beaufort wins this one 33-27 over the Creek.
Ike, Perrin, and Wando hosting St. James tonight down from Murrells Inlet. St. James defense is stifling. Hayes Cochran, tackle for loss right there. But Sharks up 21-0. Wando going to slip one past them. Jake Glasberg, 60-yard touchdown run for the Warriors. He is gone to the house. We've got a game, but a big play. 4th down for Wando on their next possession, and they go for it. Rome Dorenzo with a sack. St. James takes care of Wando tonight. 21-14, the final.
Well, the last time South Florence was in town, all they did was go into Memorial Stadium, take Somerville to overtime, and beat the Green Wave. Good luck, Fort Dorchester. But Fort Dorchester did get some good luck early on the opening kickoff. The Bruins looking for a big return, but instead they're going to cough up the football, and the Patriots are right there, and they get set up with great field position. However, the Bruins defense would stiffen, and then on 4th down, Thomas Amadsky tries to look for the 1st down, but instead his pass is going to be overthrown, and the Bruins take over from there. And from there, Messiah Jackson's going to drop the throw. He goes over the middle deep to Jawan Perkins for the score, and the 2-point conversion's good. 8-0 Bruins, and then things go quickly downhill from there. Adamski's pass is picked by Warnell Prue, and it would be a pick 6. 15-0 Bruins, and the alma mater tonight, South Florence, all over Fort Dorchester, 65-7.
We'll be back right after this. The Stratford Knights go up to the Grand Strand and come home happy, I would say.
This is Knights Company's Friday Night Rivals, driven by Crew Chevrolet on News 4.
Welcome back. I'm not sure we can call Stratford a surprise squad this year. We already knew they had the talent to be good. I don't know if we knew they were going to be this good, Webb.
That's right. The Knights have played down to the wire with Somerville, beaten Daniel, and on the road up in the upstate. That's the signature. And it's never easy to beat Fort Dorchester 56-3, and they just did that.
Yeah, so they head up tonight. Both teams coming off wins at Socastee up in Horry County on a Friday night. Opening kickoff, Knights with the first crack to find the end zone. I don't think the Braves planned on giving it to them with 10 seconds taken off the clock. Malik McGowan, plenty of running room down the sideline, takes that one to the house. That's it. 7-0, 10 seconds in after a Socastee punt. Knights back on the doorstep, and once again it's McGowan finding the running room he needs to walk into the end zone and pushes the Stratford lead to 14-0 with over 8 minutes to play in the first quarter. Braves would then turn the ball over twice. One would result in another score for Stratford. Jake and Davis to Micah Adams. Knights would put up 28 unanswered in the first on their way to a convincing win over Socastee. The Knights look like they're for real. 56-12 is the final.
Lucy Beckham up 22-0 at the break at Hanahan. Second half, the Hawks get on the board. Trip Gallus goes deep to Grayson Mathis, who comes down with the football. And then on 4th and goal for the Hawks, it's Joshua Amara. He's going to take it right up the middle, tromps through for the score. And where is he? Where'd he go? Where'd he go? There he is for the touchdown. That lead is cut to 22-7. But Lucy Beckham would answer after the crowd gets into it. Finn Gunner deep to Braylon McFadden. And McFadden is going to make the grab inside the 5-yard line. From there, they're going to give it to the big fella who powers his way in for the score. That made it 29-7, Lucy Beckham. And Lucy Beckham goes on to win it by the final of 35-7.
Simply put, I'm not sure we have seen a single-handed dominant performance like we saw Friday night last week on TV from Bishop England signal caller Quinn Mahoney. The dude was phenomenal to the tune of rushing for 4 touchdowns alone against Hanahan. Bishop England defense tonight is swarming early. Sack from Trevor Tonin. Dreer can't move it anywhere. Then Quinn Mahoney goes to work. A nice pass here to Sammy Garton. Pulls it down for a 1st down. Later in the drive, Chase Tonin scores it. And Bishop England with a blowout win over Dreer, 48-0, the final score in that one. Eric Bendig and Philip Simmons hosting Military Magnet tonight. All Philip Simmons from start to finish. First drive for Military Magnet. Muffed punt picked up on the 5 by Patrick Clark. They score immediately. Hayes Goddard, quick slant to Ashton Kellerman. That's a touchdown for the Iron Horses. Then Cam Steed breaks off a 50-yarder. Look at the speed coming right at us. Philip Simmons takes this one. 71-0 is the final score. All right, let's head over to Woodland playing Whale Branch tonight. Big tackle for loss from Woodland's Chandler Fogle, but don't count Whale Branch out. Whale Branch's Mackay Zachary hits Jerome Bowers on the long hit right there, sets him up on the 10-yard line. Mackay Zachary then hits Jerome Bowers for the touchdown. It is 7-6. Then the two-point conversion's good, makes it 8-7. But look at Jerome Bowers for Whale Branch with a long pick 6 right here. Look at him go all the way to the house, makes it 14-7. But Woodland comes back tonight, and they beat Whale Branch 28-14 is the final from out in St. George.
Academic Magnet hosting Baptist Hill. Magnet taking the lead early on, going to the halftime up 16-0. Baptist comes out of the half with new momentum and energy. Jones here snagging an interception. And then the Bobcats doing their best to make most of the turnover. Here comes Thompson running it up the field before he gets taken down at the 40. The Bobcats were unable to convert on that drive, but come back strong in the next possession. Simmons with a big run, ducking and diving and smashing through the defense for a touchdown. And the Bobcats were able to convert the point, cutting the Magnets' lead in half. And ACMAG topples Baptist Hill 29-22.
North Charleston hosting St. John's tonight. North Charleston able to strike first as quarterback C.J. Furby throws a 20-yard pass to Lorenzo Kitching, and he pulls it in for the touchdown. St. John's facing penalty after penalty, not getting anything going. North Charleston takes full advantage. Cedric Burks hands on right there the punt. North Charleston takes it back for a score, and all North Charleston over St. John's in this one tonight. Stay with us. Much more to come, including the return of the good doctor in Moncks Corner.
This is Knights Company's Friday Night Rivals, driven by Crew Chevrolet on News 4.
Welcome back. He's back. Or should we say they're back? St. John's Christian loses their coach at the beginning of the season. They replace him with one of the most notable coaches in Moncks Corner's history, Dr. Jerry Brown. And Brown brings with him his most notable player ever, Gamecocks great NFL veteran, Bruce Ellington. Back in Moco, back coaching right before the half. St. John's Christian nearly gets a score from Dor Reichley, who takes it 50 yards before being pushed out of bounds. Carolina Academy possession. It was all sophomore running back Luke Cook. 1st and 10. Luke Cook powers forward for the first down. Later in the position, Luke will bruise through for another first down. Next player, how about Luke pushes forward again, setting up an 8-yard touchdown. Carolina Academy, they beat St. John's Christian tonight. They ruined the Jerry Brown and Bruce debut, 40-18 the final.
First Baptist hosting Trinity. Trinity Collegiate as the Hurricanes blow onto the field, but Trinity Collegiate quarterback Davidson Lynch airs out a long pass to Jonathan Charles. And that helps sets up a short yardage touchdown run by the Titans' Andre Jackson Jr. The extra point would be blocked. Titans up 6-0. But it doesn't take long for the Titans to strike again. Short pass by Lynch to Garrison Copeland, who breaks a tackle. It gives them a wide open field for the long catch and run. It's a touchdown, 13-0 Titans. And Trinity goes on to win this one 41-14. Let's head over to Raiders country. Patrick Henry taking on Dorchester Academy. And right off the bat, Dorchester strikes. John Quattlebaum gets the pass to Abe Schuler, and Abe Schuler is gone. That's a score there, and very quickly, Coach is loving that one, and then it's Dorchester Academy's defense. And that name we just heard, Abe Schuler, doing it on both sides of the football. He comes up with the big sack there. And then back on offense, Dorchester Academy continuing to roll. John Quattlebaum is going to air it out to Warren Judy for the touchdown. That puts them up 13-0, and it's all Dorchester Academy as they win it 28-14 over Patrick Henry.
Couple of scores to pass along to you. Gallatin County over Stoll. Kingstree, they fall to Timberland tonight, and Pinewood Prep all over Camden Military Academy. Stay with us. We'll be back. Time coming, but Goose Creek now has a Hall of Fame.
And what a class it is that goes in today.
Headlined by longtime NFL lineman and Gamecock Brandon Shell, legendary coach Chuck Reedy. How about women's hoop coach Tim Baldwin and Gamecocks great Elisa Welch? And I chatted with Tremel Terry, the former finalist for South Carolina's Mr. Football.
It was beautiful. It was like Friday Night Lights, the movie, like in real life, or High School Musical. Coach Reedy did a really good job of making sure that we were well taken care of and knew how a program was supposed to be ran.
You're now in Atlanta. You said, do you still keep in touch with the old guys that, I mean, you were a dominant force here in the area. Do you still keep in touch with some of the old guys?
Oh, yeah, for sure. Like Kevin Glears, he should be here tonight, cheering us on. Talk to Brandon from time to time, Gerald Turner. Yeah, we keep up. This means a lot.
That ring does mean a lot, especially because the next year they were out of the playoffs with a weird, crazy scandal. It was kind of wild. For Webb, I'm Scott. Have a great night, everybody. We'll see you tomorrow night for college football.